Okay, there are two important concepts that are left about loops. We will cover those two concepts in this video, and then we'll move on towards our project, right? Mini project. Okay, those two things are break statement and continue statement, right? Let's talk about break statement first. My question is, when this loop will end? By the way, let me write it like this. Increment will be of 1 only, okay? When this loop will end, you will say when this condition will be false, this loop will be finished, right? Okay, yeah, that is correct. Is there any other way to stop the loop? Not so far, but yeah, we can break the loop. We can break the execution of the loop by using break statement. What do we mean by that? For example, if I say break over here, and you see the moment I wrote break, it turns into green, which means that it has some predefined definition. And one more thing to note is break statement can only be used in the loops. It cannot be used without loop. Okay, so this break statement is used to break the loop. Okay, no matter what is the condition, no matter what is going on, where is going on, whatever it is kind of a halt condition. Whenever this statement will be executed, the loop will be broken, right? Let me show you. Running it, you see this statement was at the end. So when the loop gets started, it prints out hello, then it incremented in num, but when the break statement comes, the whole execution is halted. It never went back to execute and check if this statement is still true or false or whatever. No, nothing. Break statement is there, so the loop will be halted, right? Usually, break statements are used in the combination of if statements. For example, I'll say I'll keep running this loop, but if the number will be 5, then I'll stop the loop, something like that. Okay, so let's say if I have multiple conditions to stop the loop, if this number will be equal to 10, or if number is equal to 5, then I'll stop the loop. So what I will do is I'll say if number is equals to 5, then I want to break it. Okay, running it, here we go. So it runs for the 0 for 1, 2, 3, 4. So after 4, when the num was 4, it printed out 4, then num plus equals to 1. So num becomes 5, right? Until 4, this num equals to 5. When num was 4, so 4 equals to 5, this was false. So this break condition never executed, right? But the moment this num becomes 5, this condition becomes true, and break statement is executed, and it halted the whole loop over here, right? We can also use break statement in for loop as well. The usage is exactly same. Only change is we'll have to change the variable name. Okay, running it, here we go. So the moment it becomes 5, execution stopped, right? Yeah, this is about the break statement. Now there is another statement which is kind of the opposite of break statement, and let me write it over here. So instead of break, if I write continue, okay, what will happen? It will continue, which means that actually I should write it over here in the beginning. Okay, so what I'm saying is, what this code is, oh come on, let's correct the indentation. Okay, so this continue is part of this if. So now I'm saying if number is equal to 5, then continue. Now whenever this continue condition will be executed, it will ignore whatever below this for only one iteration. Remember, break statement breaks the whole loop for forever. But continue statement ignores the remaining statements of the loop only for once. For example, here, I'm saying if number is 5, then continue, which means that then don't print the statement. Okay? There's one mistake over here. I'll come to that thing as well in a minute, but let's run it for now. Okay? So running it, here we go. So it says, so when it comes to 5, if number is equals to 5, it says continue, and hence this is not executed. But the interesting thing is this static point. You see, this program is still executing, but there is no output. Why? Because the number is 5. The number was 5, right? If the number is equals to 5, it continues. So it actually ignores both of these statements, not only the print statement, but it also ignores the updating statement as well. So number never gets updated. So number is 5, it will stay 5. It is 5, it will stay 5. So when it comes over here, 5 is less than 10. This is true. When it comes over here, 5 is equals to 5. Yes, it again goes to continue. Both of the statements are ignored. Again, go back. 5 is less than 10. True, and so on and so forth, right? So let me halt it over here. I can halt it by using this interrupt kernel sign as well. Yeah. So if I want to do something like this, in that case, before continuing, I should increment it over here. So if it is going to continue, at least execute this statement, right? Then continue. So if I run it, here we go. So it is executed for all the numbers except 5, right? I hope it makes sense. And the continuity is exactly same for the for loop as well. The only thing is, since in the for loop we do not have any incrementer or any loop controlling variable update, so instead of break, if I say continue, what will happen? It will work. Oh, sorry. If I say continue, okay, fine. Now guess what is happening over here? 5 is still getting printed. Why? Because the continue statement is at the end. What is the job of continue statement? To ignore the statements, to ignore the coding lines that are below continue statement. Remember, below continue statement, but inside for loop. Okay. Below continue statement, is there any other coding line? No. So it gets nothing to ignore. So if we want to ignore something, what we will do is we will get this continue statement over here. Now it has something to ignore, right? Running it again. Now you see 5 is eliminated. After 4, directly becomes 6. So we have these two conditions, break statement and continue statement, right? They are completely opposite of each other. Break statement is completely halt. It actually halts the flow of the whole loop. And continue statement only ignores the statement that are coming after it for only one iteration. Cool. I hope you understood how it works. And from next video, we are going to start a mini project.